What's up, guys? It's Cast Match Chat Tuesday. Obviously, again, there's not a ton to talk about, but the Hall of Fame voting just ended, so we can talk about that. But let me share it real quick. So it will. So yeah, super happy about the Hall of Fame. Whoever the one baseball writer that didn't vote Ichiro in, he must have stiffed him for a comment or something. But good for him. Billy Wagner getting in on his last year is absolutely awesome. Loved him in a Braves uniform. Just so well deserved. CC Sabathia as well, very well deserved. He pitched till his arm literally fell off and compiled the stats and the leadership and everything in every organization that he was a part of. So that is a great thing. But Billy Wagner was one of my favorite, like, kind of random one-off Braves. Not one-off, but like later in his career Braves. That 2010 season was something to behold, for sure. So congratulations to Billy the Kid, Ichiro, and CC. A really amazing Hall of Fame class, in every sense of the word. So, not much else. The Dodgers keep signing players. They know there's only one ball. I don't know if they know that at this point, but they're almost creating a varsity and JV team on an MLB roster, which is insane, but the Dodgers do Dodger things, so it is what it is. Kirby Yates and Tanner Scott are the latest in that venture. AJ Minter signing with the Mets feels really weird, but 2 years, 22 with an opt-out. Although it's a little weird, the Braves haven't done a thank you AJ Minter post yet, so maybe there's something there, but I don't know. It's good. There's not a lot to talk about. AJ Minter going to the Mets is super weird. I don't know how necessarily we're going to do the left-handed. We did add veteran lefty Chasen Shreve on a minor league deal. He started his career with us in 2014. Compiled a pretty good record with 387 strikeouts, 22-14 with an under 4 ERA. So that could be a sneaky get. I really like what we did in the international market, for sure. I talked about that last week, and it continues. The Venezuelan market was again really solid for us, with the influence of Ronald Acuna Jr. Ronald continues to work hard. So does Marcelo Zuna. No, stop. He's not going to get fired. This is just it might be just a payroll reset and a roster reset, a slight rebuild. We're not going to fire him. He just signed a 7-year contract. It's not going to happen. That's actually even ridiculous. I think it's really hard to compete with what the Dodgers are doing. So no one knows the plan of AA. And whether we do anything or not, I think we need to do something, but I think we'll all survive if we don't. Or we all should survive. I mean, it's the reality is you can't force things, and it takes two to tango, or even more sometimes. And we had some deals, and they fell apart because of medicals or change of heart. These guys are humans, so you gotta be really careful with what you do. We did sign Kirk Casale, veteran catcher, so that means there's 4 catchers on the roster right now. So there'll be some movement in that realm, whether that's in spring training for the standard cuts or something else. It's fine. Nothing will be done about it until probably 2027, which in all likelihood it'll be a lockout year to try to figure it out. A salary cap probably is a salary cap or salary floor or something. Right now, it just is what it is. And people saying that teams can compete with it, I think that's just not true in any realm. But we'll see what happens. I mean, the law of averages tells you that every single one of these guys are gonna have an amazing year. There's a big time margin for error with it, and they've just taken advantage of the salary structure and what it is in Major League Baseball right now. And it's annoying, but again, it's the reality for at least a couple more years, and we'll see how it works. But the law of averages tells you there's going to be some fall off, even as good of players as they are. Besides, there's only one ball, so I don't know exactly. No, I agree with you, but once again, there's nothing we can do about it for probably a couple of years. So we're just gonna have to grin and bear it and see what happens. You don't play the games on paper. Obviously, paper is not even a thing right now with the Dodgers, but it's basically, as somebody put it, MLB The Show dynasty mode in real life, and it is what it is. But just, and it's not really great for baseball. So for at least for a couple more years, it's not going to be. We can't. It is the reality, so we'll just watch and see how it plays out. But if the Dodgers don't get close to the Mariners' record of 116, it'll be a surprise. And if they don't win the World Series, it'll be a massive surprise. But again, I beat this drum a lot this offseason. It's still not over. There's a lot of things that can happen, and there's a lot of teams that haven't done a lot either. So we're not the only ones. And obviously, it's frustrating. It sucks, but it is what it is. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think it's a smart contract, but I also appreciate that they didn't defer any of the money. But again, I think it is like baseball is baseball until things get ironed out. Salary cap, salary floor wise, it is what it is. But I think there's still, I mean, again, there's still a lot of time. A lot of things can happen. Like, we didn't do the Matt Olson trade until March. I know that was because of the lockout for the most part, but there's still time, and I'm just gonna enjoy having baseball back and watching it every single day and see how it plays out. Because if we're healthy, we still should be a solid team. I don't know that anyone will be on the level of the Dodgers, but there's going to be injuries, and no one's on the level of the Dodgers. We can't dispute that, but there will be injuries, underperformance, weird things happen, weird karma things happen in sports. So Kirby Yates just signed with the Dodgers today, and I thought I said that at the beginning. So, but yeah. So they just continue to make an all-star team, and so no, the Braves won't sign Kirby Yates. Yes, was it an option? Probably, but again, I don't know if you can call it evil at this point, but it is what it is. But I'm excited of what we have, and the diamonds in the rough. Perdomo, I think it's going to be really good for the Braves bullpen. Daysbel Hernandez. Again, yes, I would love to add, but we're doing. Who knows? So, and there's still free agents out there. There's still couple weeks before spring training starts, so there's time, and maybe Alex Anthopoulos. Look, he's got to be 1,000%, or at least 98.9% committed to what he does. And let's be frank, we haven't done a ton in free agency. Yeah, Swellenbach's going to be good this year. Hopefully he doesn't have a sophomore slump, but we haven't done too many splashy, huge moves in free agency other than maybe Marcell Ozuna contract. I mean, we've done a lot of quality moves, but they're not splashy Dodgers-esque moves. So I think the comparison of that, we haven't we've done it more in trades with Alex Anthopoulos, so there's definitely still time to do that. I mean, you almost just gotta take it day by day and see what happens, because there's gonna be a lot of battles and a lot of guys that come out of nowhere in spring training, and things are gonna happen, and you gotta adapt and see how it plays out. There's still a lot of interesting storylines. There's still a lot of battles too, and baseball will be on our TVs, and that's going to be fun, and the entire league, fans wise, can be annoyed by the Dodgers together, and that's a thing, being bonded together by that, so to speak. So that's not a bad thing at all either. It's not great for the competitive balance, but competitive balance fan wise, it might be very beneficial. But there's another person on, but yeah, you're the only one commenting. Again, there's not a ton to talk about, so with the Braves slow off season and people trying to figure it out and whatever. But like I've pretty much said my piece about it, and I'm gonna love the Braves no matter what. So and watch every single game like I always do, and it is what it is. So yeah, there's not been a ton to talk about, but but Billy Wagner getting in is awesome. And Ohio State was the best team. They were a wagon. They took their foot off the gas a little bit and nice fight by Notre Dame, but they were clearly the better team. I think the seedings were. I think the seeding was off. For sure. But congratulations to them. They were clearly the best team and the most talented, and they made it. And they were electric to watch. Ohio State's not my favorite team, but you gotta give credit where credit is due on that, for sure. Yeah, we got some snow in the last hour, but it's not much. Hopefully it'll kind of just dissipate a little bit. But yeah, stay safe. It's cold. Stay warm. But yeah, Anthony Santander did sign with the Blue Jays, so that's a good get for the Blue Jays, considering they've been pretty much second fiddle this entire offseason. 5 years, 90 to. I think that's a lot for him, though, but they kind of got desperate. But it's a good piece, but the Blue Jays are kind of directionless with a lot of impending free agents. Maybe this is the one last ride thing, but they don't have a lot of up and coming prospects or anything, so it's a little interesting how they're playing that one, of course, but good for them, and it's nice to see somebody not sign with the Dodgers. So that's it's sad that Andrew Jones continues to be left out. He got up to 66% of the vote with just 2 years left on the ballot. Just 35 shy, so it's possible, but it could be. It could come down to the wire again, but Andrew Jones should be in the Hall of Fame, and a hill that I will definitely die on for sure. Um, so that's kind of annoying, but Andrew's a Hall of Famer in my mind, and he got his number retired, so at least there's that. um, um, but yeah, but insanely happy for Billy, Cece, and Ichiro. just really cool for them. No, I don't think Chipper will manage one day. I think he just has he has too many kids, a lot of different obligations. That's why he stepped back a little bit from his consulting role for the Braves. In general anyway, so it's Jesse Chavez did say he intends to pitch in 2025, so maybe he's with the Braves. He'll be with the Braves at some point in 2025 if he actually pitches. So there was some news on that today, and that could be important for clubhouse purposes, and he can still do it. It's just a little bit more questionable what you get on a day-to-day for Jesse, because at some point it's not going to be good even for the Braves magic that Jesse has or whatnot. But again, I think we're just all waiting to see if there's going to be a significant move or just kind of ride and see what happens. But either way, there'll be a lot of intriguing different things and exciting things to talk about. We just need to get to spring training, and Strider will be back in May, if all goes well, of course. Strider and Acuna are set for May. They will be in spring training, I believe, but they'll just take that slow, for sure, which is a good thing. And I honestly think Jared Kelenic is going to take a big step forward, just because it's the second year, and usually coming to a new team, a new environment, new people, all that stuff, it takes a minute to kind of get your bearings, and I think Jared Kelenic could seriously have a big leap forward this year. Austin will be ready for the season and spring training. I think all is good there, or at least I haven't heard anything different at all. So, I mean, our core is still elite. You just really hope you can add a starting pitcher or two, because 340 innings is a lot to cover, and to have that covered from your minor leagues. Now, it may work out, but having both spots covered by minor leagues, you're just unproven with a small back of the baseball card. It's a little scary for sure, but if that's the direction we go, that's the direction we go, because none of us can do anything about it. I mean, I understand the frustration and everything for sure, but the track record is the track record. 7 playoff appearances, 6 straight division titles, and a World Series championship. So, and we've already gotten proof that he's tried to make some deals. They just fell through for various reasons. So I think, we can all be frustrated by it, but he still turns over every rock and every avenue. It just a lot of things have to go right to make a deal. It just does. And the insanity of these prices kind of probably took a minute to adjust you, because the market was kind of insane to start, so that might have played a factor. Plus, Alex Anthopoulos being so solid in his trades that he's done. Other GMs are probably like, do I really want to make this move? Because obviously, if we're calling, there's something there for the specific player, because we do so much background work and the staff does and everything. So again, this is an unprecedented offseason. It's kind of a changing of the guard, but doesn't mean we still don't have a good team. And the frustrations are valid, the concerns are valid, but as I've said this entire 26 minutes or so, it is what it is. So, and I feel like you go through ebbs and flows as a fan, and at least we're not the Cardinals, the White Sox, the Rockies, just kind of stuck in an identity crisis of, especially the Cardinals, stuck in an identity crisis and stuck with old bad contracts that you really can't do anything with, in a minor league system that hasn't produced a lot of and just a lot of clogged different places and not really sure what to do with it. That's what the Cardinals are. So I'm really glad that we're not in, or that's what the Cardinals are, in my opinion. I mean, because they usually are the gold standard, or had been for a while, and they've just kind of been stuck in the mud of things. And there's a lot of teams that are that. And I feel like we have a core, and they're still really solid, and the minor leagues always produces a Spencer Schwellenbach or somebody that comes out of nowhere every single year to make us turn our heads and to make us pay attention. And I think that'll happen this year. And again, I think we did a nice job with the international markets and minor league depth signings. They might not seem like much, but one of them or two of them may become the saviors and the come out of nowhere candidates in 2025. So there's a lot of stories to latch onto, even though this has definitely been a non-AA type of off season and that kind of thing. So that's how I'm going to approach the rest of this off season. I'm going to try to be as positive as possible, even though I understand the frustrations and everything that goes along with it. But so, again, that's pretty much it. I think that's all I have for today. I know I usually try to go for an hour, but there wasn't a lot to unpack. Again, the biggest news of the day is the Hall of Fame, and we covered that. So as always, go Braves, champions forever. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps out a lot. Thanks, guys. And next Tuesday. Hey, Michael, you can. Thanks for joining, and you can comment and start the conversation if you have questions, comments, whatever. You can always chime in if you would like. It helps out a lot, and I appreciate it. And hopefully next week, maybe we'll have something significant to talk about. Again, that's kind of been the whole mantra of this offseason, thinking that there's going to be some stuff, and then there never is, but we still have a solid team, so that's what I'm going to go with, and that's what you should go with too. As always, go Braves, champions forever.